Okay, here we are. We're going to open up the first Microsoft Visual Studio. It's usually going to be found in your menu in here. I happen to have it as an icon out here. However, you get to open it. Microsoft Visual Studio 2008. Alrighty. Program is now open. There are several things you're never going to use. Anything in here, or anything in here. Problem is that Microsoft is designed for a single user, one computer concept, and this does not happen in the school system. So if you were at home, you could use these. I strongly advise you not to. Come up to File, come up to New Project, and start a new project. Similarly, don't ever use anything in here, don't ever use anything in here. Always, always, always take out the word Windows application here. Point, you can enter the name of the program. Exit program. In this case, it's going to be one word. With each, if you use more than one word without spaces, you're going to capitalize the beginning of each word. This will make sense as you go along. It's much easier to read a program that way. Okay, then the program starts here. We have a form. We have a properties menu. We have a toolbar. I'm going to go to the toolbar, double click on your button, create a button. The button can be resized, relocated, and we have form 1, button 1. If the button 1 has the handlebars on it, properties will say button 1. Take the text, remove button 1, E ampersand XIT. I'll explain what the ampersand is for later on. Scroll up, change button 1 to BTN, exit. And this is all properties for the button 1 object, which is located here. Notice ampersand EXIT. The ampersand causes the underscore to show up under the X. Some of you may already know what that means. Click on the form. The form is now highlighted. You get the handles on the outside there. Similarly, we're going to rename the form. Come on. FRM. Exit. We'll scroll down. Oops. Pull the scroll down. Exit. Since this is just the text that's going to show up at the top of the form, as soon as you click it, it activates. The name of the program is up here. You can use spaces, you can use characters, it's just a text box. It's one of the few places in the name here you can actually use it. Others have to be effectively keywords, single word objects. Alright, one more thing that we might want to do here. Let's scroll up to back color. Pull down the menu, go to custom, and then choose a color. I would only use the colors in the top row. Everything else starts getting really gaudy and it just plain looks terrible. We will do a program later on that actually changes all that for you. You'll be able to choose any shade, any color you want. Alright? Now that we have the exits, we're going to double click on the object. Notice BTN exit is the name of the subroutine. This is a subroutine. If you accidentally create subroutines, which you probably will, you should delete them. It just clutters up your program. Be careful not to delete public class and the name or end class. If you accidentally delete those, be sure to put them back in. Program will not run without those two statements in there. So we're going to actually create a command in here called end. As soon as I press E, a panel shows up and you can select the word there, or you can continue to spell out the word. Okay, end is now in there. We can go back to the form. We can now do one more object here. Control straight down to start position. You can either double click here or pull down the menu and choose center screen, because if you double click, it goes to the next object. Center parent, center manual, double click, center screen. Alrighty, let's run the program. Okay, there's our program. Everything else is the work that you've been working on. Exit has been programmed. Let's see if it works. And of course, it exits the program. That is your first program. You're going to want to start using file and some of these. Do not use these. I strongly advise you not to use these. The only thing you're ever going to use is new project. Sometimes you're going to use save all. Right? But you're getting into real dangerous territory if you use anything else in that location. So I would prefer go to the exit button. It will ask you if you want to save your work. Chances are yes. Now you have the object to choose its location. Do not leave it in the default location. Make sure you know where you're placing your program. In this case, I'm working on a laptop. It only has a C drive. In school, you're going to use an M drive, and you're going to relocate it to where you want it to go. Establish your path. Make sure this is enabled to be so that it will create a directory for you, and then save. Last year, the browse button did not work. I don't know if it's going to be fixed this year. Okay, so everything is saved. We're now going to go find the program we just created. In this case, on my laptop, it's on the C drive. You be real careful where you save it. You're going to learn that lesson quickly. I saved it in the CS113 folder. There's the main folder. This is what you would normally pass in when you hand in your work. Notice that this has two files in it. One is a folder, one's a file. This is the main program that you're working on. This is all the supporting files to make that work. Don't edit anything in here. Don't ever do anything in there. However, you must have that folder when you pass it in. I'll show you that in a minute. Here's going to open the program. Double click on that. There's the program. And we can run it to make sure it's there. And it's working. And we can now exit and it works. Alrighty. Now, what I said about these two. This is the file that you're working on. You double click this and it activates what we found in here. When you go to pass it in, don't send me this file as is. What you want to do is back up one location. That's the file you're going to send me. And the method to do that is to right click, come down, send to, compressed folder. Alright? Call it what you want. It's the same thing now. This one is locked up. Come on, right click, send to, and if I want you to email it to me, mail recipient, you're going to send it there. Otherwise, you can send it into Moodle by a copy and paste, by a select with an attachment. And that pretty much covers the first section here.